Mod only, yep. Thank you. Seems a little awkward, but it's keepable. Wild Blood, good cards. Yep. It's basically just like similar to the mid-range good stuff mush. Just like some of all the best cards in the format. So this is the same card I had in the other deck, but now this card has Spell Shield and makes Rhinos instead of having Flight and makes Rhinos. Because in order for this card to have Flight, I need access to a Sapphire Gem, which this deck does not have access to Sapphire cards. My champion this time around, for 4 resources, it takes the bottom 3 cards in my deck. Yeah, bottom 3 cards in my deck and puts them into my crypt, and then returns a random card from my crypt to my hand. So I need blood thresholds at some point. I think I'm going to play Cottontail Explorer here to start, see what this hits. Look at that, and hit 3 shards. That's gas. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and play this blood shard out. I'm going to play this Wild Infusion Device, which gives me... This card doesn't give me a... It doesn't give me a resource, but it gives me a threshold and it gives me a charge. So it's like fixing... It's resource fixing that... that is an acceleration. The champion is very similar to Tasigur, only the returned card is chosen at random as opposed to being chosen by my opponent. So my opponent played a 5/5 that when this dies, it turns into a 2/2, and then if this 2/2 deals damage to us, it turns back into the 5/5. So I think I'm going to play Shard of the Ancients out here and get my second Blood Threshold online. And then I think I want to go ahead and play this Artisanal Cheesmith out, or do I want to play the Runeer? I'm going to play the Runeer out because this card can get larger than my opponent's cards very quickly. Every time a troop enters play under my control while Runeer is in play, this card gets +1/+1. Eternal Sage, sure. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is awful for me. So this card deals 1 damage to each of my troops every time my opponent gets a Ruby Threshold, and then he played a Shard that gave him a Ruby Threshold, and then his champion gives him a Threshold of his choice. So basically we just got completely blown out. Yeah, set 4 released last month. That was a huge blowout. So he has a 5/5 and then just slaughtered my team. I'm going to go ahead and Inquisition him to start here. This card has speed and plus power, so we're going to take that away. And again, this is another customizable card. So this is a base 8/8 for 7. And his customizable gems are it has speed. And when it comes into play, a troop gets plus power. Yeah, we do need Extinction here at some point, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and activate my champion power and see what we get. We got a Shard, sure. It's unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and play Artisanal Cheesmith out here. This is the same card we had in the other deck. It has lethal, so it can keep the Eternal Sage at bay at least. How late am I streaming? Maybe another hour or so, Chris? Oh, that's gross. Exhaust it. It doesn't ready next turn. Alright, so we're taking 10 here, and this doesn't untap. So, Greenpaw Emancipator stems the bleeding. When this comes into play, it creates 2 1/1s, and as long as this is in play, those 1/1s get bigger, so I can chump block across the board here. Awesome, sounds good, Chris. Oh, yep, and that makes that bigger. So whenever he plays, this card does something different every time you gain a different threshold. So he's just been working every angle with it. The turn that we got double rubied out of this was just completely savage. And now we're going to 1 here, so I think we're just dead. So I can play this, and I can play out 2 more blockers, but even then, we're just going to die to this 1/1. So I guess we'll take some information with us on the way out. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just took us a little bit too far behind. That turn where he killed our board was just too much to come back from. All right, so I want another extinction against our opponent's deck. I would like some more spot removal. Inquisition's not awful. A Greenpaw Emancipator doesn't line up very well against the cards our opponent's playing. It's just smaller than a lot of his things. I'm not sure. Inquisition, I guess he has a lot of... Inquisition's not stellar in the late game, but it's really good in the early game. So how many shards am I playing? 15, 19, 26 shards. Runeir seems a little medium. I'm going to cut one of those. I think I'm going to trim one of these shard prisms too, so we just don't flood out quite as much. When we cut our 5 drops to the top end, we don't need 26 shards nearly as much. What's the incredible... What do you mean the incredible divide, Yoon? I played PvE. I haven't spent a ton of time playing PvE, so I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. Play first. Yeah, Closed Coffin's really good in this matchup. I agree with that. I didn't update this deck list before we jumped into it, so I haven't included things like Closed Coffins. Yeah, opponent's deck just like never beats a Closed Coffins. Alright, so we're going to have a really strong curve. Vampire King's really good at picking apart what our opponent's deck is doing. That's savage. So this card flips over the bottom 3 cards of our deck and gives us any shards. Last game he gave us 3 shards. This game he gave us actual 0. A little bit of variance. We're likely going to be racing in the air. Another Giant Corpse Fly is pretty good. So this card's a 2/1 Flight Troop that when it comes into play, target player discards a card. So this is going to come into play and make our opponent discard. We'll get a chip shot in for 1 here with our champion. Or chip shot in for 1 with our Cottontail Explorer. I love just sweet little like value cards like this. I should probably make room for 2 Closed Coffins in my board, the board of this deck. He has Transmorgified. Okay. Right, the deck does have removal. We milled Extinction and a Cheesesmith and a Sensei when we hit this. Gives himself Threshold. Probably see an Azure Fate Sorceress here. Yep, so this card is another customizable card. As Spell Shield, when it comes into play, it deals damage to your opponent equal to its power. And every other card he plays that has a cost equal to or more than this will also have the same text as this one. So this gives his other cards Spell Shield and deal damage equal to their power. G-Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and play Vampire King here and hope he doesn't have another Transmog, I guess. I think he's pretty likely to have another removal spell for this since he discarded one to the Corpse Fly, but he could have just, like, made a mistake. So Vampire King is a 3/4 Flight Life Gain troop, and every time it deals damage to my opponent, I look at a card randomly from their hand, and if the card I hit randomly is a troop, it gets transformed into a 2/2 life drain vampire on my side of the board. So we found a troop out of his hand, so that troop comes out of his hand and turns into a 2/2 life gain vampire for us. I'm going to go ahead and play another Giant Corpse Fly out here, which makes him discard a card. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power in the air, 5 of which is life drain. I mean, he doesn't have Crush. I can just, like, chump it all day. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I don't think we can beat this at this point. We really need a close coffins. Croc is really good. This comes into play and it fights 2 of my things. And it deals damage to me equal to its power. That's unfortunate. Just never win at this point. What's the line here? I think the line... Oh, this is unkillable, right? Because the other one comes back. I think I just have to Extinction and hope. So this is a combo. His card, when this one comes back into play, it deals damage to me equal to its power and then turns back into a 5/5. We can just never kill this card now. It's just a 5/5 that just keeps beating. That's probably the game. No, I don't want to play that. I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Well, my line to get back in this game involved a large Ruiner Hierophant, and now this is one smaller. I realized what I was doing wrong as soon as I clicked it. So this card would be a 4/4 right now if I would have played this and then this, because this gets bigger every time we play a troop. It's really unfortunate. Just another Wrathwood monster. And now look, we're getting immediately directly punished for my mistake here, because if I would have played those in the correct order last turn, this would be a 6/6, which means it could block these stupid things and attack through them. So we're just ranched because of my mistake. Don't make mistakes. Lesson learned. Yeah, I don't think we can win that matchup without the card Closed Coffins in the reserves. That being said, I don't think they can win. I don't think they can win the game if we have Closed Coffins, so... You know. Cheesy combo deck gets hosed by sideboard cards. Applicable across all games. What do you mean start 1/1? Oh, you guys are talking about Evo Sealed. I think I want 2 to 3 close coffins on the board of this deck. It's really good at picking apart some of these weird, like, Winter Moon combo decks, too. Nothing like getting dumpstered a couple of times here. At least that one. At least that match, I feel like we learned something. Like, not only was the decks built slightly incorrectly for how the format's evolved a little bit, but, you know, took a bad line in that second game. I don't think Closed Coffins is anywhere near main boardable. There's a lot of decks where it just does mostly nothing. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Hi ho the cherry-o, waiting to queue. Alright, we got a match. Got an easy mulligan. Ah! I'm probably supposed to go to 5 here. These don't make thresholds without a rabbit in our hand. Vampire King's good in this matchup, though. Or no, it's close. Probably not close. Probably this deck mulligan's better than mulligan's better than a lot of decks. So I think maybe I'm supposed to be conservative and mulligan this hand. So we're gonna play this out one of these out next turn, even if we don't hit a rabbit, and then we can cycle the Shard Prism for our second blood and get VK onto the table. Yeah, that's definitely the line. So now that we have 2 of them, VK is pretty good against Knob Gobbler, since Gobbler goes back to his hand every turn. So this is a 1/1 for 1 that prophesies the next card in his deck to draw a card when it comes into play. And this card's actually really powerful. This is the second time he's played this. The next resource, troop, and action in his deck get when you play this draw card. So basically it's 3 draws in the bank, and they chain into each other fairly quickly. Opponent is playing a 2-color champion, so they are charge screwed right now in terms of thresholds. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this card, and when I cycle it, not only do I draw a card, but I gain a threshold of my choice, so I'm going to get a second blood threshold, so I can get my Vampire Kings online next turn. Rabbit. Hey, so now that this is a rabbit, I now have Shinhare Allegiance, which allows this to make a threshold. The last one did not make a threshold for me because I didn't have a rabbit in my hand at the time when I played it. Gonna go ahead and play a Vampire King out here. We're not blocking if he attacks with his 1/1 because I don't want to trade my Vampire King for his Thunderfield Seer plus the card Crackling Bolt, which does 3 damage to a troop. Alright, he had a Ruby Shard, so he gets to activate. He can play his Ruby cards. Zygomoth's Game. That card's so annoying. It destroys a random artifact or troop. And he hit mine. If it kills one of his things, it goes back to his hand, but it would be nice if, you know, it would have killed his thing. Would be nice. Would be very, very nice. So we're taking 2 here, down to 17. I think we're playing Lilypad out as a Shinhair next turn, so it's going to make a Battle Hopper, because we only need 2 Wild and 2 Blood Threshold to play all of my cards. Extinction? Extinction would have been sweet there. So this card's actually not bad, though. It makes him discard and... it can block something. So I'm actually going to go ahead and activate my Champion Power and see what we get back here to start. Got Green Paw Emancipator. That's okay. Maybe I want to play this out because it blocks all of his stuff on the ground. Yeah, I don't hate that. Gets a pretty real clock onto the table too, so choose a Battle Hopper. So I could go Giant Corpse Fly, Cottontail Explorer, or Clog the Ground. I think I want to Clog the Ground here. And then next turn, hopefully, I can go Cottontail Explorer, find a shard, play Vampire King. This deck is more expensive than the last one. Vampire King is one of the more... I think it's the most expensive card in Hex. It's like $26, I think, or $27. That's gross. So this card copies the next action in your deck. And this action had when you play this draw card attached to it. So he's going to draw 4 cards now and kill my Green Paw Emancipator. So I'm really glad we took the line we did. Vampire Kings are $38. I guess they're up. He's rage firing my 1/1. Sure. I guess that means it can't trade with his 3/2. Yeah, they're 38. Wow. Yeah, so the 4 copies of this Vampire King alone are cost more than the last deck I was playing. We were just getting buried. So this card costs 2 less for each action he's played in a turn. So he had played a bunch of actions this turn, so he got to play this 4/2 Flying Speed for free. Trade and chump. This Phoenix has even more text on it than that. He can exile 6 actions from his crypt to return it to play. We're just like super dead here. Let's play this Cottontail Explorer out. Play a shard. I think we're just supposed to like play Vampire King and hope for the best here. Hey, Elwins. Nice, congrats. Alright, so we were just dead. That does 6 damage to me, and then I'm assuming he has another burn spell here. Yep. Womp womp. So Gale Force does damage to every troop with flight. Definitely want copies of that. Do I want Inquisition in this matchup? Cheesmith doesn't seem great. It just doesn't block a lot of his anything profitably. I'm not sure if I want Extinction. I feel like I'd rather play the 1-for-1 removal. Vampire Kiss does 2 damage to something and gains me some life. And I guess I have room to bring in... Vampire Princess is pretty good in this matchup. It's a 2-2 flying life drain that steals actions out of his hand, similar to how Vampire King steals troops. Reap seems a little bit clunky. Green Paw seems a little bit clunky. I don't think we're going to have enough time to finish this gauntlet and do more. I'm not. Hopefully we win a couple of matches, and then we won't even have time to finish this gauntlet. I boarded down on the top end, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a shard again. I do that a lot. Actually, I guess I boarded out a double wild card, so I'm going to cut the wild infusion device. Let's give this a try. We played MT. We started the day off with some magic. We are closing the day out with some hex. Falcon Hammy. So we're not going to be playing more magic today. Hand's pretty good. Gale Force in the opener. Put mulligan to 5. Sweet. 4. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance, opponent. To 3. Okay. Probably not going to be much of a game 2. Watch him just like crush us unmercifully. After me saying it might not be much of a game 2. I guess we mulliganed in game 1 and had kind of an awkward hand, but we kept a sketchy 6. So we do need to hit another blood threshold. All of these cards are double blood, so that's another double blood card. We might not play much of a game either. Zomhapox, welcome. Transmorgafade. My guy, you turned my 1-1 into a 0-4. A 0-4 Cavern Guard. Alright. Blood. Well. My entire hand is uncastable. Good deck building here. We have... Oh. I guess this actually cuts me off of having a Shin Hair. So, like, if I draw the Shin Hair dual shard, I can't actually get... make blood with it. Opponent concedes. 0 castables. Good. That's probably good for us. Seems like a premature scoop, but I will take it. Try again. We're on the draw this time, which can be kind of scary. Kills and some rabbits. Sounds good. This draws a card when it comes into play. This gets shards when it comes into play. They all just replace themselves. Get a blood shard. Play Wild Shard. So Cottontail Explorer could hit multiple shards when I play it, so I don't want to have to discard, so I'm just going to play this to draw a card. Vampire Princess is going to be a solid turn 3 play. It's like a must-answer threat for him. If he has Thunderfield Elder here, that's going to be a little annoying. Yep. So this is a 3-2. Then when it comes into play, the next action his deck gets copied when he plays it. It's just like super value. Inquisition. Huh. Yeah, I'm just going to play the princess out, because on the off chance he can't kill the princess right away, the princess can often run away with the game. So the Vampire King reveals random cards and takes troops from your opponent. Princess reveals a random card and she steals actions. So That is what we're looking to do. We're looking to. I guess it's possible we also could have like played this as this and then Inquisition to our opponent to like clear the way for the princess, but yeah, maybe we're supposed to clear the way for the princess there. I'm just going to take this hit here. Next turn, we're going to play Cottontail Explorer and hopefully hit a shard that makes a temporary charge and then play Inquisition. Get a shard that makes a temporary charge right off the bat. Sounds great. Doke. So go ahead and play Wild Shard here and then Inquisition my opponent. My Princess and the Kaigu. Great. He's got Heat Wave? That's interesting. I think I'm taking his Transmog away. Because we can kill the Starcaller. So he has Star, Heat, and Game. Oh, this was a mistake. I should have activated Kaigalichu here because we have 3 really good threats in here, and I'm going to throw my two Shinhara away blocking his Thunderfield Elder, and I'd much rather get back one of the cards that's currently in my crypt than either of these Shinhara. I'd say I guess there's a chance he doesn't attack here, but yeah, I'm definitely trading here. Should have activated Kaigalichu last turn. So really, really small mistake that could cost us, really. I'm going to go ahead and activate this. Maybe we'll got one of the good cards back anyways, because we're a lucker. I'm going to go ahead and play Sensei, see what we find. Go ahead and play... Ooh, actually, I'm going to play this out because it gives me a Battle Hopper, which is another thing for Zygamot's game to target. Although I guess he could just Heat Wave into game here. But I think I'm fine with Heat Wave into game. Like, Heat Wave clears up his Bumblebot, too. I mean, we brought in all 4 of our Inquisitions. I'm not playing Withering Touch in my 75. I don't think you need more than 4 discard spells. Heat Wave, sure. And then cast Game. Yep, and only 1 troop, so guaranteed kills it. Starcaller Ancient. I can just kill this with kill. Play the Vampire Princess out of my hand. So this card, whenever he draws a Prophesied card, it doubles it. And we are a little bit flooded here, but the important thing to remember in this game is that when we flood, we get to activate our champion ability. So these 2 shards are basically each like a quarter of a draw because they get us a quarter of the way towards my champion ability. God, hopefully he can't kill this and we can just like get in a couple of pop shots here. Like ideally he has like a piece of counter magic here. Well, that was like, ugh. Well, now all of the cards in his deck are going to draw a pile of cards. Since Lanophos Sight is what he hit there. We are going to get to gain some life with our Vampire Princess, at least, I guess. Not a shard. Ooh, that's not looking good for us. Not looking good. Matchup seems like it's probably pretty hard. Like, whatever he drew this turn draws 2 cards, and then the next card's likely draws some more cards. So this Vampire Princess is very likely dead. And now whatever these draw is going to get doubled because the Thunderfield Elder doubled it. The deck our opponent's playing is very powerful. It's probably the best deck in the format the deck our opponent's playing. I'm assuming the tank here means he can't kill this. That would be ideal. Maybe someone in chat can help Falter Fire. I don't really use that site a whole lot. Let's look at his next two cards. So even more likely to kill the Vampire Princess. The Vampire Princess can't even hit him because he saved this Bumblebot back to block. This feels a little bad. So this didn't have draw card stapled onto it twice from the Lanupause site. So whatever... Okay, well he gets the transmog 2 of my things. That's actually like... a okay case scenario for us. So this says sacrifice another troop. This gets 1/1. One troop you control is sacrifice. Remove it. Oh, I think it's bigger. Sure. So this is actually gonna let me turn my guys into removal spells. That's funny. Get wreck. Sacrifice this, shrink this guy. I guess maybe I should wait to do that till after I activate Kaigalichu, because now there's like another Battle Hopper and this Splinter of Borug in my deck. Although hitting the Splinter to mill his Prophesize things does not seem like the worst use of my time. And this is still a Shinhair, so I get to activate my Battle Hopper. Activate this, see what we get. Not a shard, please. Alright, well, that's technically not a shard. Sacrifice this guy. Kill this guy. This levels up. Sacrifice another troop. Destroy target troop. Sounds great. Well, these are 3/4 of another draw here in, you know, some obnoxious number of turns. The old Rage Fire that drew 2 cards, really powerful. Please don't have another burn spell by some miracle of God. Alright, he gets to look 2 more cards for it. Well, at least that's a shard we can cycle. Another Gale Force. Watch him just like draw his Thunderfield Seers and kill us. Where are my VKs? Have we drawn ahead any VKs so far? Wow, just 0 VKs in the top half of our deck? Oh, there's 4 of them in 29 cards, so we got that going for us. Just gonna like die to these Starcaller Ancients. Again, maybe I'm not even supposed to have Gale Force in my deck. It's very possible. The old Gale Force Corpse Fly combo. Yeah, like if these two, like if we could pick random cards that are in my reserves, like what if these were the... God, could you imagine if these were, what's the empowered card called? I'm blanking on its name. If these were that, Greenpaw Emancipator? Like, I boarded out Greenpaw Emancipator and boarded in Gale Force. Yeah, so you're not trading. Well, at least it's a shard we can cycle. Okay, it's another card out of his hand. Yeah, if these were green paws, like we'd win this game not close. And now it just looks like this card's just never going to be castable. The good news is we are in the position of shards are good and non-shards are good. Non-shards are good because they're non-shards, but drawing a shard would let us activate our champion power again. Yeah, if these were green paw emancipators, we just like empower it, like put 20 power on the board. Just like GG opponent. Oh god. So Starcaller, we need to. I don't have extinctions in my deck either, right? It's like I've just like completely destroyed this game. Oh, thank god. Vampire Kiss, that one. Yep, he would just be dead. So definitely. And again, I think the reason why his configuration is doing well, it looks like he's just like boarded out. He might not even be on any flying guys. He might just be on like stone cold 0 flying troops post reserves because people are bringing in Gale Force against him. An Inquisition that's just a fucking savage brick. So, yep, miss. And again, like, it looks like we got a little bit unlucky this game, but in reality, our decisions we made mattered. It's just the decisions we made weren't inside of the actual game. The decisions I made were to put this stupid card into my deck, and it might even be at a point where I just, like, don't want this card in my deck, period. Like, maybe these are the Crypt card, Closed Coffins that I want on my board. Well, if he draws one more brick here, we have a chance. We can just, like, kill him in the air. Need one more brick out of him. Unfortunately, if he draws an action, we're likely just dead. His action's going to double from his Thunderfield Elder, and then it's going to draw 2 cards. So he's going to draw 4 cards if he draws an action. Hopefully he draws a shard. That would be great. Oh no, don't think, opponent. Don't stop and think. No! No, don't stop and think, opponent. Yay! We got him! Better lucky than good. We got him. Better lucky than good. We'd have won this game fairly convincingly if these cards did stuff. Hold on, I'm sorry, I have to take a moment to respond to a work email. Apologies for the brief interruption. Sorry, folks. This hand... Am I supposed to keep this hand? Opponent's likely playing Uza Cannon, so he probably can't win anyways without close coffins. I feel like this is a mulligan. I just want like a hand with it. I feel like the shuffler is fucking with us today. Just like, actually, I guess this hand is technically better because it has a lily pad as one of the shards. I guess it's technically better. Ah. Ugh. Unfortunate. This card is so bad when... This card is so bad when it doesn't hit anything. Alright, Inquisition's not a bad draw. And I think I'm actually going to Inquisition before I activate my Champion Power, because I probably wouldn't mind getting this Inquisition back with my Champion Power. Yeah, just like Croco, Balthazar. I'm going to take one Croc, activate this. Get a shard. Good job, Champion Power. You hit the cards Cottontail should have hit. Yeah, it hit 2 shards. And then got a 2 in 7 chance to draw a brick with that. The Mansurar Sensei, it enables the... It ups our shin hair count for the lily pad. I don't think you know what Solar Flare is, if you're asking if is that a Solar Flare deck. Solar Flare is a graveyard value. No, not to like talking about purely semantics. Solar Flare is a graveyard value deck. Jeskai Control playing Nahiri is not Solar Flare. But I don't think the deck is better than normal Jeskai Control, if that's what you're asking. The old Balthazar draw 1, gain 2. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play Runeer Hierophant here, and then we're going to play Lily Pad. When it comes into play, we make a Battle Hopper, and the Battle Hopper makes the Runeer larger. And then next turn, we play another one, and it becomes a 4-4, and then we play Greenpaw Mantifighter, which puts 3 troops out, which will make this a 7-7. Opponent cycles a shard, gets a threshold. Why is it called Solar Flare? I'm not sure what the reference is. I think it goes back. It's one of those things like why is Slivers called Meat Hooks. It's one of those really old, or why is Red-Green Line Destruction called Panza. It's like a really old analogy. There you go. Has a Solar Flare in the background. There's a real answer. Don't you brick again. Look at you. You drew 3 of them that time. God bless you, Cottontail Explorer. Coming through in the clutch. Play Greenpaw Mant. Ooh, actually. Yeah, I'm going to play this. We're still 3 shards off of empowering this card. Scion, the reason why I didn't do that is because that would allow him to get an attack in with the Crocosaur, and I'd much rather preserve my life total against a deck where he had damage and speed in his Arborean Rootfather. I'd much rather preserve my life total against an Arborean Rootfather damage speed deck than anything else. This is probably an Eye of Creation for 1,000,000. Yep, so this reveals the top 6. It's basically Genesis Wave. Reveals the top 6 cards of his deck, and he gets all troops revealed this way right into play. And he hit very well. So this is speed and damage. This is gain life. It gets 1/1, and then Eternal Sage as well. So he just gets infinite things here. Well, we were looking okay. And then there was an Eye of... Oh, and then he gets to activate this for a Ruby to deal 1 damage to all of my troops. So a bunch of my blockers get pushed away. Sure, my argument is him making optimal lines and me making optimal lines, the kill ends up being exactly the same either way. That's the argument there. Is that if we're both playing optimally, it's irrelevant when I do this. Maybe I shouldn't assume my opponent's going to take an optimal play. Maybe that's wrong. Ah, yeah. The old draw the shroom pin that we chumped with. Daggers. Oh, and this card gains him life and draws him cards equal to his highest power and highest toughness. So he just gained 8 and drew 8. It's getting thoroughly ranched here. Scale of 1 to just dead. Definitely moving towards the just dead end of the scale. Probably can't win anymore. Because, like, we need Extinction to deal with his board, but then he's got 7 cards in his hand. I guess, God, are we through half? Or there's a Vampire King that got milled. So we've had 1 Vampire King and 30 cards again. Vampire King is a card that could take this game over. Like, the board stalls here on the ground, and then Vampire King buffers our life total and takes troops out of his hand in the air. If he has another Eye of Creation into a Borean Root Flowers, we're just going to die. But, you know, we'll play to our outs. Him having stone nothing. I'm not sure. He can get any threshold with that. He gets a Ruby. He's probably going to play a Ruby Shard and kill all my 2 toughness things. Yep, or just cycle another one. Yep. Another Borean Root Father. So, again, Greenpaw Emancipator, not impressed. This card's just been getting consistently outclassed. More Inquisitions. Reap can come in. Is Cheesmith something I want to be doing in life? I feel like it's not. I could just cut a shard, though, instead. Let's do that. The opponent's style of deck will struggle against the Wintermoon style deck that I was playing that lost to the Dwarf deck. It'll generally struggle with the more aggressive decks in the format. Like, they're on, like, Croc on turn 4 or 5 or Bust most of the time. Honestly, this matchup's probably not that bad for us. The Wild Infusion devices, because we have pretty intense requirements. I left Reap out. I guess Reap's okay. We have pretty intense color requirements in this deck. We need double Wild and double Blood, so the Wild Infusion device just to try to smooth these draws out a little bit. Since I added Artisanal Cheesesmith, which is a double Wild on 3-card Condition Ruiner Hierophant being double Wild. I guess Reap kills Eternal Sage. Seems not great. That's fine. This plays Howling Brave on 1. Yep. his best start. It's possible this hand's too slow. Maybe I need an Inquisition or a Rabbit or a Vampire King or something like that. New Cheesmith of his own. Chlorophilia into another Chlorophilia. Why did we do that instead of attacking me? Oh, because he wants to cycle as a Root Father. It looks like he traded out one of his gems for Spell Shield on his Root Father. It had a green gem there. Or a wild gem, technically. There's an Eternal Sage, and kill, conveniently, cannot kill artifact troops, so I cannot interact with that with kill. Let's go ahead and play this, and then activate my champion power. Maybe we get lucky. Extinction's not bad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to ship here, and then cast Extinction. Gets my cheese fermented. Quality 2 for 2. It's kind of a 2 for 2, but really it's into our advantage because we have Kraken Barrel Cheddar that we drew off the Cheesmith. The Rainier Hierophant out here. He doesn't get a threat into play. I guess he could go Shard Root Father here. That's kind of scary. I guess he doesn't have a... Oh, he does have red gem active because he's Uza. Yep, Shard Root Dad, like destroy us. Diamond gem, sure. Oh, this thing. He has... It can mill, and it has 1/1. Sure. So he's going to try and mill us out? That's weird. So I'm going to go ahead and play Corpse Fly, make him discard, kill his guy, hit him with my Rainier Hierophant. And then Rainier makes a Rhino when it hits our opponent. So I guess he's going to mill us for a lot, actually, right? The next troop he draws, we need to close this game out pretty quickly. Peace, Nero. 3/4, gets 1/1/1, and we mill. We double mill, so we mill 14 cards here. Oh, we didn't have a threshold. Okay, never mind. Just attack with all of these, see what happens. That block is interesting. No Inquisition anywhere. Huh. What am I supposed to do here? I feel like I'm supposed to cash this in. I feel like he's going to Eye of Creation me next turn. I'm going to get Extinction. This way if he Eye of Creations me, we can clean up after it. Because no block with this on here. I feel like that screams Eye of Creation to me. Probably a Ruby Shard, so when he eyes into Root Dad, he gets to damage me with it. So he gets to eye for 6 here. Another... Wait, this doesn't work how he wants it, does it? That one dies and then he just draws one card? That seems really bad. Let's play this and activate Kegalichu, see what we get. We get the Rhinoceros back, alright. Play Rhino back out, jump blocker. Spell shield and deal damage, sure. Let's go to 13 here. Howling Brave, sure. Okay, basically just wait for this to be big enough to beat that in combat, right? Inquisition sounds great. Probably just got bricks in his hand. Wow, he has a croc. Okay. Alright, well, we'll see who draws better from here. He's got some big scary ones. Oh, it's definitely one of the scarier ones. I'm going to kill this in response so it doesn't get to fight. Otherwise he could like eat my corpse fly and my rhino. Yeah, I'm just going to kill this. So if you kill it in response, it doesn't get to fight. He can't attack in with the Aborian Rootfather because I'll just trade corpse fly and 2 rhinos for it. No, I want to threaten the triple block on his 8/8. If I don't threaten a triple block on his 8/8, I just kind of spiral down a world where he's just like attacking into me every turn, and I have to keep throwing away a troop. Like I have to throw away a battle hopper, then I have to throw away a rhino, I have to throw away a rhino. I guess eventually this Runeer will beat through these Howling Braves, but I think I'd rather like threaten the triple block. Eternal Sage is pretty good. Infusion device deals a bunch of damage, yep. Think we're cashing in this extinction. Yeah, I'm just going to cash in the extinction. I'm going to swing, he'll block, chump, and then I'll cash in the extinction. But he might block wrong here, so this gives him a chance to mess up. Please draw Shard Prism. Please draw Shard Prism. Alright. Better than nothing. Now, shards are okay draws because they let us activate our champion power. Opponent is in the position where his deck, most of the cards in his decks are 2s or 10s. His cards that he's drawing are likely doing stone nothing, or they're going to just kill us. So, Vampire King is a good draw there. We get to go ahead and apply pressure to our opponent, really close this game out, buffer our life total a little bit. Eternal Sage is pretty good. And then he gets to play this and kill my 1/1. Oh, he's just tapping the Vampire King, sure. It exhausts it, and I can't unexhaust. His deck's kind of sweet. It abuses Eternal Sage really well. I'm not sure that I like... this card seems strange. I'm sure there's times where that card just goes over the top of people, but it feels like it's not great on average. Don't draw another bomb. Don't draw another bomb. Yep, sweet. So I'm not even sure you can attack with this, right? Otherwise you just get to Runeer Hierophant him. I guess the Runear Hierophant gets chumped by Howling Brave for a turn, but that's still fine. Just a value 6/6. I mean, it doesn't really generate value, though. Oh, because then he can't use Croc. That makes sense. We are Immortals. We're down a game right now, I think. Yeah, we're definitely down a game. So this attack means you drew another threat, which is sad. Oh, Croco can't kill. Another extinction. Alrighty. Oh. Ship with VK. Taking a hit for 5 here. I think I'm blocking, and then we're going to have to cash in this extinction. That feels pretty bad. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Although I guess let's see what we drop. I guess we're technically not dead on board. We're going to 17 from this hit. We're not dead to Wild Shard either. We have a Rhino to block? Alright, well, not cashing in. Oh, we should cash in the extinction now. What is the sequence here? So the Rhino's not lethal. Am I supposed to cast the Rhino or cast extinction? Any thoughts? Oh, I don't know. I'm playing an RPTQ tomorrow, Immortals. Probably just play the Rhino, right? There's a lot of lines. Extinction, I think the extinction gives them more outs too. Did I board correctly is a real question. It kind of feels like I want Green Paw Emancipators in my deck for the end of these longer games. Maybe Giant Corpse Fly is kind of too slow, and the fact that he's on Eternal Stage makes it less good. Do you want Exarch of the Egg? Just like trades up? Let's try this. Just like more lethal threats. His Root Fathers had Spell Shield and damage, not speed and damage. We did win that game. So we are going to game 3. We were down a game. I don't know if we want Princess just for the flyers. I guess Runear hasn't done a lot, right? I don't hate that. Like, it gains, like, the life gain is relevant. Like, even just Vampire King being, like, a 3/4 flight life drain seems okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 3/1, leave 1 Runear in, because it can kind of get large sometimes. We also just can't board out too many Shinhair, because we have the Shinhair Shard. VPs can take... the VP taking something is pretty narrow. I think if we're playing VP, it's because it's just playable as a 2/3 flight life drain. Alright, Inquisition, kill, extinction should be like our ideal curve. So, let's hope that we get to do our stuff. See Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. So we hit a shard. Do I want to play Inquisition or Cottontail Explorer this turn? I think I want to play Cottontail Explorer because I want to give him more chances to draw his good cards for me to Inquisition. God bless America. This card is fired. You're fired, Cottontail Explorer. Get out of my house. Leveraging Primal Essence alongside Uza to fix your resources is an interesting take. So you can play 6-drop this turn. What does he have for 6 other than Balthazar? Oh, he's got the... No, that card costs Diamond Threshold. What does he have for 6 here? He has Sage that he just like made his threshold beforehand. Small mistake there on our opponent's part. Let's go ahead and play this out and get our Blood Threshold. We're going to cash in our Inquisition now, and then we can Extinction him next turn, hopefully. This is Berry and Speed. Interesting. I think we have to take Eye of Creation. Wait, what was his shard? Crap. Does anyone remember what his shard was? If he has a Ruby shard, we could get ranched here. Eternal Masters doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. It's just like not relevant to any part of my life. Draw 8, gain 8. Yep. Good top tech opponent. This card is so fucking tilting. It's so fucking tilting. Unreal. I'm going to play Princess out here in the hope that he extends a little bit more, especially since he saw this VK. And then hopefully we can catch up with this Extinction a little bit. We probably just can never catch up now. But, you know, we're going to give it the old college try. Don't Eye of Creation me. Oh, good. Oh, good. That's it. What you got? This is red gem into damage mill Root Dead. So we take 4 here. I don't know that that's always true. Like, this isn't like Jund versus Tron bad. Yeah, man. You do you. Maybe that's his last piece of gas. Maybe. I can dream, right? This is Diamond Threshold to play a stupid 6/6. Spell Shield in 1/1. Why not? Why not? Sure. Hey, the gang's all here. Let's try one more. We either finish 2-2 or lose our way out of this gauntlet with a deck that needs some serious updates. Yeah, it seems reasonable. Turn 3, Ruinier Hierophant on the play is usually pretty good against these types of decks. I guess you could have Zigamot's game, but if he's playing the configuration I've been playing, he doesn't have access to that card game 1. This is going to be my last match of the day. You're so annoying. Yeah. So we'll play this on Blood. This can make Wild because we have a Ruinier in our hand. The tiny golf club of irritation, yep. Getting Balthazar out of the game, you Inquisition your opponent, and they look like, man, that hand's like full of poop soup. And then they Balthazar you and draw 8 cards, and you're like, well, we tried. Extinction is not stellar in this matchup. I guess if they're playing the version with Visage, the Visages could go wide and maybe Extinction is good, but in general I don't think it's going to be particularly great. Has a tunnel guy, that's fine. Let's go ahead and play this out, grab a second Wild Threshold, get Runear Hierophant on the line, and just punishing him. God, if this starts connecting, we just like crush him, right? Yeah, this seems pretty good for us. We just go ahead and play Blood Shard into VK here. I guess I'll activate this first, see what we get. Maybe get another VK. Inquisition. That's actually really good. Because now we get to go Vampire King this turn, and we just get to curve out supernaturally. Next turn, we get to go Inquisition into Giant Corpse Fly. Find out if this is a Reese or a Spy or whatever. Rhino, start hitting the board. Alright, so this is a Hypno-Scientist or a Reese here. For those of you who've never seen this mechanic before, our opponent has used tunneling cards. These cards cost 2 resources to put underground. And then they come into play at an indeterminate amount of time that we don't know. So it depends on which card he has tunneled there, how long it's going to take it to come into play. Our opponent knows which ones he's tunneled, but we do not until they come out. Azure Fate Sorceress could allow him to steal this game. We don't currently have a copy of Kill. He's got 2 Visage and a Counter Magic. Well, I guess I'm just taking his Counter Magic, so my Vampire King guaranteed takes a troop this turn. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I'm just going to go ahead and attack with all of these. So we take a Visage of the Masquerade, and then we play a Giant Corpse Fly and take away another one of his cards. You discard. We've got 3 blockers, so we should be more than good here. Okay, so these are Spy and Hypno-Scientist here. So he's making one of our guys not be able to block, and we're taking 8 points of direct damage because of his Azure Fate Sorceress here. But then he can't attack through even, making one of our guys not be able to block. The rest of these will be fine. This is game 1, Princess Jake. This is going to be, you're actually catching us towards the tail end here. This is the last match of the stream today. Played a bunch of Legacy and Hex today. It's our 4th match with Rabbit Rock of the day. I think this matchup's probably pretty good for us on average. Alright, just monotunnel cards. So he's dead between Crush and... He's dead between Crush and Flight here. We'll have the archives on YouTube, as always. Block. Preserve our life total just in case. Alright, so what do I not want in this matchup? Extinction, I mentioned, is not stellar. Reap is medium. We may or may not want that. I think Artisanal Cheesesmith's a little too slow and clunky. Wild Infusion Device, we don't need if we don't have the Cheesesmith. Inquisition is great for breaking up their counter magic. Princess is great for similar reasons. Vampire Kiss kills a lot of their troops, so I think that's pretty natural in out, actually. I think I don't mind the rest of the cards that we have going on here. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and save. I think this hand's keepable. What gems are usually in Azure Fate? In this matchup, They put, which gems did they put in? Yeah, he's playing my configuration of the deck. It looks like the one I've been playing. In this matchup, they generally put they use damage and quick gems in the Azure Fates. So this card is a 1/1 for 1 that every turn it puts 2 Ancestral Specters into my opponent's deck, which is a 2/2 flight that draws a card for only 1 resource. So very, very powerful. I think we're playing Cottontail, just no attack. That's weird. Missed a point of damage. I think I want to play Cottontail Explorer because it gives us the best chance of hitting a Blood Shard for next turn. And we hit a bunch of Blood Shards. Okay, so we're actually going to have to discard 2 cards here. I think we're going to discard Wild Shard and Sensei here. Which is fine. We had to discard 2, but like we drew 3, so that's fine. So if he just leaves up Counter Magic here, which is what it looks like he's doing, I'm actually going to... Corpse Fly is a good draw. Do I want to run the Vampire Princess into a possible Counter Magic or the Giant Corpse Fly? I kind of want to run the Vampire Princess in. I don't want to try and clear the way with Inquisition because if he plays Counter Magic, it's going to make all my other Inquisitions cost 4, and I really don't want that to happen. I'm going to play Giant Corpse Fly out because he's likely to just burn Counter Magic on this guaranteed if he has it, because it's going to 2-for-1 him otherwise. So this makes me read that he's not holding it. I would prioritize countering this if he was. But maybe he just has a burn and wants to get 2-for-1 by it. I'm not sure. I'm putting my opponent on not having counter magic after he lets us resolve. So I'm not sure. Maybe he just kept his hand based on the strength of turn 1 Ancestors Chosen. Like, Chosen is very good. He could have, like, Azure Fate Sorceresses and stuff. Alright, well, Moment of Truth. Wow, he has it? Interesting. That's super awkward. Hopefully he has 2 pieces of counter magic and he just lets us take 1. Oh, Azure Fate, sure. So this is just going to deal damage to us. That's fine. This is great, though. We get to resolve both our Inquisitions. Oh, that's not great. Well, I guess it's good and it's bad. Like, opponent doesn't have any more non-shards in their hand. So Inquisitioning him won't do anything. And we hit Sensei, so we can recast it. Alright, well. Sticking VK is gonna be good, and we're probably just gonna be able to ride it to victory. And Ancestral Spectre is a good draw. Did I answer a wild? The wild infusion device is because the threshold requirements for this deck are pretty strict. We have Cheese Smiths that want double wild, and we have a bunch of double blood cards, so it's just extra fixing. I think the acceleration that the Chloros offer in Wintermoon is often valuable. Yeah, I'm snap blocking this. I don't want those things to start doubling up. Like, Wild Infusion Device creates a threat in the late game, so I think it's more than reasonable just be playing it as that. I'm actually going to play Giant Corpse Fly here. We know his last card's a shard, but taking the shard away from him means he can't activate Tutsoff's ability next turn, so it's not irrelevant. It really sucks that this Ancestor Chosen sat here on the table for so long, because eventually this card's going to bury us in these Specters. Our Vampires can hold them at bay for a while, but they're not great for us on average. Yep, definitely willing to trade these off. See, he's got 56 cards in his deck, and a lot of them are Specters, statistically speaking. Alright, I'm going to lead on Inquisition here. In case he found counter magic with that Arcane Focus. And he did, and then I'm going to kill this stupid Chosen. Get it out of here. Unfortunately, he has 4 Chosen in his deck. So. Worth losing. Maybe. I really love the Chloro on 2 into Arcane Focus, activate my thing right away. Well, that's a really savage hit. So his champion power creates a guy with power and toughness equal number of shards in his top 10 cards. So he got a 6/6 out of his champion power. It's a little rough. Yeah, definitely snap this trade off. This trade's super aggressive. I guess he wants to be able to not get chumped by these 1/1s for 2 turns, but trading with sorcerers, they're really, really aggro. I'm gonna play this Vampire King out because it starts clocking him. I could just play the kill this turn on the Rock Elemental. I'm gonna need to do that at some point, but and then a Tunneler, sure. So now we're gonna take 6 here. I think I'm gonna attack in with the Vampire King, and when he double blocks, kill one of them. So hopefully we hit a shard that makes a temporary charge this turn, so we can kill plus Princess. Oh, kill plus Cottontail Explorer is not bad either. This also blocks his 6/6 for a turn, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here first, because if he doesn't block, I'm gonna play this Blood Shard and play a Vampire King out. And if he does block, I'm gonna double block. I'll kill one, and then yeah. So he's just like not blocking here, sure. So now I'm going to play this out and then play Vampire King out as well. Thankfully, our Vampire stats do line up well against all of his 2/2 flyers. So we got that going for us. Draw 2 shards, gain 6. Not bad. Go ahead and attack for... Oh, you know what? I should have played the Giant Corpse Slide before combat, because if he has a... If he drew counter magic here, we're going to get in trouble. Alright, he didn't, so we're not. He has a shard. Sweet. He should have just played his shard. He knows we're playing Corpse Fly, and he knows we're going to see his hand. So holding a shard is just strictly wrong here. Now we have to decide... Do we want to spend kill on his Rock Elemental this turn, or do we want to play the Vampire Princess? I think I just want to play the Princess out, because, like, holding the kill as threatening so he can't double block our guy is just, like, super valuable. Yeah, you have a Subterranean Spy. Oh, and he knows we have the kill, because he's been looking at our hands. Sure. Really, he just wants more Ancestral Specters here, right? The real question is if he attacks, when he attacks this Rock Elemental, do I block? I think I'm actually just going to go block here. Like, we've got 8 life drain in the air. I think this is fine. Okay, another one of those, sure. Do we want to attack with all of these? I think we do. So now he needs to hit Running Specters here. If he hits Running Specters, we're probably going to get pushed out of the game. That being said, he is dead in the air right now. Okay, sweet. I'm participating in the Silver League. I'm not sure what the Silver League is. All right, before I leave, that's going to be my last match of the day.